do consider this a spiritual service, and it's just we're sharing the gifts that God has given us and graced us with, and this is our way of sharing in this praise together. Next, we have the Jazz Vespers prayer, and that's a prayer if you so choose to join in that we say in unison. That also is on the screen. So if you will, get and join in, we will share this prayer together. The Jazz Vespers prayer. Could it be, great creator of the universe, that you see us as instruments meant to play together in your symphony? Tell us again to read the signs of rhythm on your musical score that asks for sounds loud and soft, long and short, high and low. Here we are, divine maestro, ready to make music, ready to play, ready to use our talents and skills to teach, to guide, to counsel, to serve, to study, to practice. A witness we would be, a sound of praise, a melody of thanksgiving, a sounding board of announcement, bright themes of hope, soft whispers of comfort. O master musician, who taught the angels to sing, hear the music of our instruments yet more, soft whispers of comfort. Teach us to play the love songs to your world so that through us all we will be able to see your love. We offer this prayer in the name of our great composer. Amen. Amen. And it's really a pleasure for me to be introducing this young man today. Greg, I think you did the Vesper service once before. A few times. So he's been here before, but this is the first time that he will be headlining our service. And I get to hear him every month when he plays with us on Sunday. And I'm telling you, it's a very smooth sax that he plays. So without further ado, and I'm going to let him introduce his band members, sit back, relax, enjoy this great gift together as we listen to the sounds of Greg Grispart and his quintet.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. Before we get started, on piano we have our very own Robin Van Duzy. On guitar, my very good friend and cohort, Joe Accusano. On bass, we have excellent musician and author. He just wrote a book on Ray Brown, Jay Sweet. And my other very good friend and graduate student partner, Eric Marley on the drums. And we're going to start with a Hank Mobley tune for you called This I Dig of You. That's a tune I wrote called No Matter What. And it was one of the, actually it is the first tune I ever wrote. Now we're going to play a tune that's written by a teacher of mine named Larry McKenna. Some of you might be familiar with who he was. He wrote what's called a contrafact. A contrafact is an existing tune, and you take the chords and write a new melody over top of it. And this is based on How Deep Is the Ocean, and he called it It's Over Your Head. That's no lie. So I'm sure you're all familiar with that song, Paul Desmond and Dave Brubeck's Take Five. We're going to play another original of mine. This is a ballad I wrote. When I was going through a self-help phase, I had, looked at a lot of different things, and I found this Buddhist monk in Australia named Ajahn Brahm, and he had this phrase that he would say, and we've all heard it, called "This too shall pass." And so I wrote this ballad, reminding myself that this too shall pass, and that's what it's called. One, two, three, four. So now we're going to play another original that I wrote, and this is now for something completely different. This is a samba tune called Tequila and Sprite. If you haven't tried it, it's pretty good. I had some friends of mine recommend it to me, and I liked it so much I wrote a song about it. So that's what this is. This is called Tequila and Sprite. And Rob Portnoy on the alto saxophone joining us.
Before I go into the purpose that I'm here, I just have to say, there's nothing better than a sax with a beautiful tone on a Sunday afternoon. I'm telling you, that's a beautiful tone. Right, right? You know, my daughter used to play clarinet. She was very good at it. And I says, you know, it's one thing to play it. It's another thing to make it sound. I thought that was on. I'll say it again. It's one thing to play it. It's another thing to make it sound good. And he makes those sax sound very, very good. Beautiful tone, beautiful tone. So I'm only going to be up here for a minute. We don't have to, but we like to take up a small collection. It's a free will offering. So this service that we offer is free. However, we always are willing to accept donations. And just to let you know that every penny that's collected here goes back into this Jazz Vespers ministry. So this is our gift to the community. I'll take this moment to thank our sponsors too, because we have some very good sponsors that have been dedicated to us over the years, which has allowed us to be here for how many years? 14? 14 years. So my hat is off to the Atlantic City Community Fund, Thrive AC, Credo, which is our neighbor right down the street here on Pennsylvania Avenue, our New Jersey Annual Conference, and I know I'm forgetting somebody. Am I forgetting somebody, Carolyn? Is that it? Who? Oh, thank you. It's on the screen. So, and also you all who are our supporters, because if there's no you, there's no us. So we thank you for coming out. I'm going to call on a couple of our committee members to come forward. And if you so desire, we would happily receive whatever you have to offer. And remember, even your presence is a very important gift to us. So, I'm going to do what I always like to do during the offering, and I'm going to do my little thing. I need somebody, Robin, to come help me out. And y'all know what I like to do, right? It gets the spirit going. Saints, when the saints give me the intro. Oh, is that the key? Oh, when the saints go marching in, go when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Here we go now, come on. Oh, when the saints go marching in, go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in, go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go march. One more time. Yeah, here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in,
Go marching in.
oh, when them saints go marching in, well, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Thank you. That was getting good to me. So what we do, we give thanks for this offering, and we ask if you will stand, and we just simply say, all things come of thee, O Lord, and of thine own have we given thee. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I just have a couple of announcements. Next month, on fourth Sunday at 4 o'clock, we will be featuring a local artist and his ensemble, Derek Cason, and his jazz ensemble. Now, I've known Cason for a while, and I know what he likes to do. He likes to find talent from other locations, so he'll bring out somebody that we've never seen or heard before. And he's very passionate about his music. So next month, August, we will be featuring the Cason Jazz Ensemble. So don't forget, once again, it's the fourth Sunday at 4 o'clock. Earlier, I have to apologize. I forgot to do the musician's prayer, and I know Robin was really excited to read the musician's prayer, but we'll save that for another time, Robin. I'm sorry we skipped you there. But I'm not going to be up here long. So all I have to say is that this is what we do every month. This is our gift to the community. We call it an ecumenical service, all are welcome under the same roof. We celebrate spirituality with the universal language of jazz. And we do it for two purposes. One, to lift up the genre of jazz. The other thing is to lift up these fabulous musicians that we're able to present each month. And we hope to continue doing this for another 14 years. So I have an email mailing list. If you want to get on it, see me afterwards, and I will add you to the list. It's by blind copy, so you don't have to worry about strangers getting your email. So I will gladly add you to the list. I think that's about it. Am I missing something, Carolyn? See, Carolyn, she works in the background. She does the PowerPoint, she does the bulletin. She lets me know when I missed something or messed up. But she's a very dedicated board member. So, and then I also, while I'm here, I'm going to thank my fellow church members who also support this ministry, and they come out and support us every Sunday, and sometimes they help out. But we have a committee, and all of my church members are on our committee because they support us whenever they're here. So I'm not going to call names because I'll make somebody mad if I forget them. So without further ado, yes. Oh, there's another thing. See, I see where you went with that. It's the fourth Sunday, August 24th. So always remember there's fours in this. So the fours, we're just going to keep those fours going, okay? So here we're getting ready for our second session featuring the one and only Greg Grispart. And I tell you, I'm sitting back there enjoying it, man. It's like, that sax is, I almost, when you play This Too Will Pass, and he is a composer, I almost cheered up because, you know, you get those moments where you say, oh man, I gotta get through this, and you just say, this too will pass. So I'm gonna let Greg take over again, get out the way, and once again, thank you for your support and being here.
So this next tune we're going to play for you is This is a classic jazz standard by the great Herbie Hancock, and this is it's a beautiful tune called Dolphin Dance. Sounds like a dolphin. One, two, three. And then it'll go wherever. One, two, That's a classic blues tune called Billy's Bounce. And we're going to move on to something a little different. Many of you, I'm sure, maybe have heard the ballad Polka Dots and Moonbeams. But we're going to play it as a jazz waltz for you. So here's Polka Dots and Moonbeams in 3/4. shift gears here. This isn't planned, so we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to do an old tune called Softly as in the Morning Sunrise as a reggae tune. So we hope you like this. Eric, by the way, the band, Eric Marley on drums, killing it back here. Author Jay Sweet. Check out his Ray Brown book. My cohort in crime, Joe Accusano. My other cohort in crime, one Sunday a month here, Mr. Robin Van Duzy. And, well, you already know who I am. Okay, here we go. thank you very much. We're going to play, well, we hope you enjoy that. We're going to play one more tune for you before we go. I know I say these are my cohorts and, people, but most importantly, they're great musicians. I mean, some of the best around. And I'm even prouder to call them my friends. So the fact, and by the way, everyone, with the exception of Robin, came from quite a distance. Eric lives in Belmar, New Jersey, on the west side. Jay came down from Howell, New Jersey. Joe is in Manasquan, New Jersey. I'm in Middletown, New Jersey, up near Red Bank. And, well, Robin's a local, so. But we're going to finish out with one of my favorite standards of all time called If I Should Lose You.
Greg Grispart. And Greg, I'm going to call on you to just introduce your, I'm bad with name, guys. I know this guy here, I know this guy, but just introduce your band one more time.
One more time, we have from Belmar, New Jersey, Eric Marley on the drums. From Howell, New Jersey, we have Jay Sweet on the bass. From Manasquan, New Jersey, we have Joe Accusano. And from right here, hometown, Robin Van Duzy. Hey, yours truly, I'm from Middletown, New Jersey, and I'm Greg Grispart.
Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. I was sitting back there enjoying the music. I almost forgot to get up and come up here. But once again, thank you for your support. Greg, thank you for this beautiful presentation. It's beautiful. By the way, you could see him here on the first Sunday at our Sunday morning service. But beautiful tone, beautiful person, and great musicians. I know this guy here too, Robin's our resident. You can see him every Sunday here. But also, just to let you, oh, please, yes.
And of course, another hometown hero from the Atlantic City music scene, Rob Portnoy, helped us out on Tequila and Sprite. And try that drink, it's very good.
Tequila and 7-Up? 7-Up, Sprite, whatever. Oh, that's right, okay. And by the way, this actually reminds me of the old KY and the Curve. Listening to this kind of jazz, this time of year, hearing that warm sax playing and playing all these standards, this is really the spirit of Atlantic City. So before we close out, I'm going to call on my pastor, Reverend Anson Wilson, to come forward and give us a benediction. And then after that, we're going to sing the chorus of Reach Out and Touch. And at that time, we ask you to make eye contact, smile at somebody that maybe you don't even know, because that's part of the spirit of this Jazz Vespers service. There was something else I want. Oh, and remember, next month we have Quezon Jazz Ensemble. So please come out and join us. And we also are offering light refreshments in the back. So if you want to come and have a little chat and chew, come back and join us. It's all the way in the back to the right. And we have some fruit, some good healthy food. So Reverend Wilson, and while he's coming up, I have to thank him because he really supports this ministry. He supports it so much that he's up there in the balcony working the cameras and helping with the sound and everything. But he's also a very dynamic, young, energetic pastor. He has new ideas. He comes every Sunday. And he's trying to keep us young, or help us grow younger. So without further ado, Pastor Wilson, you can close this out.
Thank you so much. Can we give Brother Allen a hand? Amen. Great work. 14 years, that's a testament. And like I say always, like, I've been to a lot of jazz concerts. I've had to pay a lot of money for jazz concerts, and they weren't as good as this. So I just appreciate you guys coming out, and I love this church. I just want to leave you with a good word or a blessing, just to, take the music that you heard today. I hope it blessed your spirit, and I just want to bless you, and I would just speak blessings over you, blessing over your comings and your goings, and a blessing over this week. And I hope as you go through this week, you reflect on today and say, that was some good music, amen. And I hope it blesses you until we make it to the next fourth Sunday, amen, amen.
So this is where we can all join in. Robert's going to help us with the music. And like I say, as we're singing this song, make contact with somebody. Say hello and a smile. Touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch. Where's the dog? Somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can. Thank you so much. Please join us for light refreshments in the back. You can go to the door here on your left and just go straight on back, and then the last room on the right. Thank you for coming out. If you want to be added to our email list, please see me, and I'll gladly make sure you're coming. Okay, I'm also. Here, let me grab a pen. Are you going back in the back? Okay, I'm Straight back in the back to the right. Let me open this door. There's some steps here, so. Yeah. No, I'm going to help you. I'll help you out. We want you to play. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, hang on there. I got you. No, the dog. He's okay. Okay. By the way, this service is live streamed and it's available on YouTube. Just do a search, Asbury United Methodist Church, Atlantic City, and you will be able to see this service that we had today and also previous service. So also on our Facebook page, Asbury UMC, this service will be available to watch.